Hi, Diana.
Hi.
So you're here with us to film the Real Start Steenia Strong plan. You've come all the way from California. How have you found it?
Stunning. It's absolutely beautiful.
You love Australia. You've been before though, haven't you?
A long time ago. So
Right.
This was really, really nice and having a good time with my husband, Douglas.
Who's also in the Real Start plans. You'll see them both in that upcoming workout plan, which is fantastic, by the way. Today's the last day of filming.
Yep.
It's been superb. So, but the reason we're talking is because you've been working out with Team Body Project for some time. We'll get round to how you came here now, but I'm keen to hear about your starting point with exercise. So how old were you when you first started? And let's try and go back as well to your experience in the past before you found Team Body Project.
Oh dear. So March 1st will be 1 year. So a couple of weeks will be 1 year working out with Team Body Project. Prior to that, I have had exercise in my life. I'm 62 years old, 63, sorry, forgot.
Easy to forget.
And but I was thinking 62 when I started.
Yes.
And obviously exercise and diet, when you're overweight, are the two words that live in your life all the time. Mm-hmm. And those are very ugly words for me and hard to put in my life. So I just stopped using them because they were, since I was 10 years old, part of my life all the time, daily. You have to know I've been in a million diets and done a million little exercise programs. And they all work. Every diet works.
Yes.
Because you're watching what you eat. You can eat steak and grapefruit every day. It's the diet. You can do keto, whatever it is, because you're watching what you eat. All diets work, but they don't have sustainability because they don't teach you how to eat normally. You eat with a clever trick or a clever way, but it's not sustainable, and they've never been able to sustain weight loss. So this time, my daughter was getting married and Douglas wanted to get a new suit. And I said, all right, I'll cook better and we'll do better together. And he exercised somewhat, but not so much with me. Just he did his own thing. But then I thought, well, maybe I can too. Try again, because it's always try again, never give up.
So it's 52 years.
62.
From you, from when you were 10 years old.
Right.
That to some extent in your life, your body to you was a negative from other people's. I mean, because I think that's an important thing, because a lot of people will feel that way.
Yes.
There's a very young age, you are there, and you're getting a negative feeling about your body.
Yes.
That's dreadful.
Yes, family tried very hard to be kind, trying to be supportive, trying to give me ways to try to help. But in the end, when they isolate you from what they're doing, which is the normal family food and treats and family events, but you're not a part of them because you're not supposed to, because you're the overweight girl, it ends up being hurtful instead of helpful. But they meant well.
Of course. Often that's the case.
Yes. And so it just becomes a cycle of negative patterns of eating instead of positive ways of eating. So your relationship with food becomes different.
And there's a direct relationship with food and the appearance of your body, rather than the magnificence and the fact it can move.
Yeah.
It's becoming about the appearance, and food has this now negative connotation.
Right. So there is this negative feeling about yourself, but if you get positive people in your life, you can start feeling healthy about yourself. And I did. With my relationship with my husband and my children and my friends, I did become more positive and just kind of relaxed about it and didn't really, I tried diets, but none of them ever worked with long term, as I said. But I just became comfortable with who I was because that I knew was the best I could do.
And you are a wonderful person.
Thank you.
So you absolutely should have done, and that's.
And I was fine with who I was.
Of course.
Yes.
And it's just.
And I enjoyed life, and I'm still enjoying life. And I never was able to shop in any regular clothing stores my whole life since I was a child, and I just ignored those stores. Those stores weren't for me. I had my own stores. And then the internet came and I could buy anything anywhere, any size. So I became comfortable with who I was, and I was happy, and I'm very happy with who I am in any size. But it was sort of fun once I started watching what I ate differently with Douglas to help Douglas, and then it started helping me as well. And I thought, interesting.
This is nice.
I'll try it again, but I won't try it as a permanent commitment. I'm not saying I'm going to go to this weight or I'm going to do this. It's just see how it goes for a while.
Yes, I like that approach.
Let's just see how it goes for a
like
while.
that approach.
So sign on, low impact beginner workout. Google. There's Lisa, Natasha, and Daniel. I'll try it for a day.
So that's the original Real Start workout that is available on YouTube that you found there.
Yep.
Low impact. Go on, carry on.
Just one day. Just one day.
Just one day.
And I could do it because I didn't have to go to a gym. I didn't have to get dressed in a certain outfit.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have people watching me. I could do it at home in my jammies. And no one said, oh, so you're exercising good. You're trying to lose weight. No, I'm just doing this today.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And then Daniel said, I want you to enjoy yourself today. I want you to finish with us today. And I want you to want to come back tomorrow in the video. And I listened and I said, all right, just tomorrow, maybe one more day.
But I always say tomorrow, because in the video I'm always saying tomorrow, aren't I?
Every day you said it to me. Every day you said it to me. It was great. 3 months, every single day, 30 minutes, all standing. None of this silly jumping jacks. I shouldn't say silly, but anyway, I couldn't do jumping jacks. And sit-ups, and it was all standing. And it was the energy level that I could do.
Yeah.
And you believed in me. And I believed in myself after hearing you believe in me. And every day for 3 months. And then Wade and Angie came.
Yes.
And I added them. So I kept working out with Lisa and Natasha every day in the morning. And I added working out with Wade and Angie, sorry.
And I'll just add there that this is a pretty big step up, I think, between the two, right? So now you're regularly for 3 months working out.
Now twice a day.
And now twice a day.
30 minutes. In my home, in my jammies, not talking to anybody else about it. Don't have to have people staring at me. Nobody judging me. Nobody saying, you know, oh, keep doing this and then you can be of value to the world. Only if you keep doing this. It was just for me.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to anybody else about it.
This is amazing. And you didn't have to read a book. You didn't have to go to a gym and get consultancy and find out. All you did was you found something that you enjoyed, you gave it your personal best, and then you did it again the next day.
That's it. I
It's
couldn't
so
make
simple.
a commitment past that.
That's the start, isn't it?
Yes, and I did watch what I ate, and I use an app, and I had my husband work on the app with him. He worked with his food and mine.
Yeah.
So you do have to watch what you eat. I'm not saying you don't, but the
course.
difference this time was that I added exercise that I enjoyed, that I could do, and that didn't make me feel so exhausted and hateful that, ugh, I hate this, I don't want to do it. It was something I could almost be looking forward to each day.
Yeah, that's good.
Which
that's
was
good.
never happened before, ever, because I saw progress.
Yes.
In the first few ones, I was out of breath, I was red-cheeked, I was sweating, and after a while, after 3 months, I wasn't sweating anymore, so I thought, well, I better add something.
Yes.
So I noticed that I was actually seeing muscles in my forearms. I was seeing muscles in my neck. I'm like, in the mirror, brushing my teeth in the morning, going, what's this? I was completely an emerging person underneath.
And it feels good. It feels good, doesn't it?
It felt really good.
Because it's progress.
Yep.
It's not about comparison.
No.
It's not I should be doing this. It's for you, and you're seeing that you are growing in different ways. Your confidence is growing in your body. Your enjoyment of exercise is growing continuously, and so now we're doing 2 workouts. So we were doing 1. It's been a slow process, and I like a slow process because
twice a day, 30 minutes.
look at where she is now. This is where a slow progress ends up, let's face it, but it starts off that way. And then from there, you obviously went into more sophisticated developed plans, right? Is that fair to say? You started doing the resistance? And
yes. So then, after I discovered the second one on YouTube was doable, and I said, well, you know, there's got to be a lot more that I'm missing. And then I started worrying I was missing stuff, and I should be kind of incorporating it to more full body and more balanced workouts. And so I joined Team Body Project and never looked back. And now I do all of them. And I'm on 365 days within 2 weeks.
So 365 days of consistent exercise after 52 years of never finding that.
No, never.
And it was
the difference.
The approach was the difference.
Yep.
And we so often blame ourselves. I haven't got motivation. People use words I hear like I'm lazy or it's not for me, and all these terms that aren't true. It's the approach was in your control and your current level at that time, and you found confidence and you enjoyed it and you kept coming back, and there was no pressure and no comparison. And how it's not all about this, but how much weight have you lost in this last
80 pounds.
80 pounds.
Yep.
It's just incredible. And you look
Thank
so
you.
fantastic. And here you are, 1 year ago, you hadn't worked out.
No.
And here you are in exercise videos.
I cannot not exercise every day.
But you're actually showing people now how to do it. It's amazing.
That actually is a really pivotal piece of the story. So when I started getting very close to my daughter's wedding, and I was able to buy a dress that I never thought I would ever be able to wear in my life for the wedding, which was fun. And by the way, my husband got his suit, so that was fun.
We'll put some photos up and links in the video. These guys have done incredible things.
Yeah, and so when I reached that goal, I thought, my goodness, now don't anybody take this wrong, because it wasn't easy. But in my mind, I said, that was kind of easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't as hard as it had ever been before. And so then I thought, well, maybe I could keep going. Because I had gotten to that weight a little bit once in a while over the years, you know, before kids, after kids. It's harder, but I'd never ever in my life been thin, ever. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just keep going and see how it goes. And then several of my relatives wanted to continue working out. They said I was inspiration, and so we now are on a plan with them, and we're on 206 days daily with them.
Wow.
So, yeah, and so, and then my aunt, I did 100 straight days with her, and she's in her 70s. So I felt good. So this is the second part of the story. I thought I could keep going, and I could inspire others as well. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I see patients that have health compromise, have weight issues, have emotional issues concurrently with that. And I thought maybe I could either be a role model for them or maybe have something to inspire them.
Absolutely.
And so I've kept going, and I'm doing fine. And then I started worrying.
Fine is the understatement of the century. You're doing amazingly.
It's not, I don't want to say it's not hard, because it is hard, but it's not hard. Does that make sense?
I want to say something here, because I think this is really key and central to this, is that there seems to be within the fitness industry this message delivered of go hard or go home, or you know, you have to keep pushing it to the limit, which has come probably from sports to some extent. That is true if you want to be a professional athlete.
Yes.
But for the majority of us, we just need to move and be healthy. And I think that we have this idea in our head that if it's not painful, no pain, no gain. Heard that?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not actually the truth. It's the truth if you want to play professional sports. It's not true if you want a healthy, mobile, active body. We just need to move it and do so consistently. And I think that you surprised yourself.
I did.
Because you hadn't really heard that message loud and clear, which is why it's so important that you say this.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to put yourself through tremendous pain. You've got to think about what you eat a little bit.
Yes, you do.
And move your wonderful body.
Yes.
That's it.
And before it was, you have to run a certain distance, do this many push-ups on this machine, or whatever. You had to do them to be successful, or you didn't do it right, or you weren't doing it enough to make it make a difference. It wasn't going to make a difference if you didn't do it the way they said, whoever they are. And somehow this was different messaging. This was, okay, do it in your own home, in your own living room, to the best of your ability. It's okay if you need to push pause. It's okay if you need to take breaks. It's okay if you can't do the push-up or whatever it is that we're doing on some of your more intense exercises.
Yes.
I started doing those, but I couldn't do them to that level because you said you can modify. And so I said, all right, so I'll modify. So I do them all, but I modify the way I can do them. So it still made a difference, which that was the surprise, that I physically can do things that I couldn't do before, and I physically feel different than I did before. I've never felt this way. I was in the grocery store the other day, by Christmas, I think I was buying something, and I bought some leggings. And the lady said, oh, I got a pair of those too. They're super soft. You're gonna love them. She goes, but let me tell you, they run a little small, even though it says large. They run a little small if you're getting them for someone else. I mean, it'll be no problem for you because you're so thin. But if it's for someone else, they run a little small. And I looked at her, and I couldn't hear a word she said the rest of the day, the rest of the conversation, because she called me thin. No one had ever called me thin in my life. And it wasn't just thin, I was so thin, she said. I didn't hear anything else she said after that. I packed up my groceries, we went home, I was putting things away. Someone told me I was thin for the first time in my life. I was flabbergasted. I kept looking in the mirror because when I walk and see shadows on the ground or look at reflections in the mirror, windows, I still don't recognize that person yet. I know it'll come.
And you know, what I find both very inspiring, but also a little upsetting, is that we put so much stock on somebody being thin.
Yes.
Or slim,
Yes.
or whatever it is, and yet you are exactly the same
Inside,
person
I
as you
haven't
were.
changed.
And this is a big message I want to get across to people, is who you are now is wonderful. If you achieve your health goals and achieve a physical outcome that you care about. So the reason I'm so inspired by you is because this is what you want.
This is what I want
you
for
want
me
this.
now.
You want this. I find it upsetting still that society puts a connotation on that, if I'm honest, because I don't think that's necessary. We get to choose. But yeah, for you, you were wonderful already, and you're still wonderful now. You are more wonderful just because a year makes you more wonderful, because that's who you are, and you keep on growing. I love that, and all of us can do that, and you've made progress, and that's inspiring. And I wish that the world would stop telling us that we were good because we're thin, because that's not the truth, you know?
Right, but the difference is, it's not the thin that I'm pleased with, although it's fun to buy clothes in a different section of the store now.
Of course it is.
But it's health.
Yes.
That's my focus. That's why I came here to do these exercises. I wanted to inspire people to health, because I feel healthier, I have better breath, I have better movement, I have better balance, I have better range and endurance when I go walking with family and doing things. And it's health. I'm off some medication that I was on.
Wow.
So health is the focus for me.
And you
that's
are the
what
picture of health.
Thank you.
You
And that's
are
what
the
I wanted
picture
to
of health.
inspire family and my patients.
Yes.
And so.
And you absolutely portray that wonderfully. This health now, I can
That's
see
the
that in the
focus.
way that you move. And what was really interesting when we had a conversation, because we met in Atlanta.
Yep.
I invited Diana to Atlanta actually because so many people had got in touch with me to say I'm working out with Body Project because of Diana, and I had to email her. I thought, who is this lady that everybody keeps emailing saying, oh yeah, Diana, who is this Diana? So I invited her to Atlanta, and we were talking, and obviously as a professor of nursing, I was taking what you were saying to me very seriously, because you were meeting we can say a demographic, that sounds quite cold, but you were meeting a demographic that I wanted to reach. I knew we could do better at reaching more people with a healthful and a weight loss is great. I just want people to want it for themselves.
Yes.
I want them to want it for them, not because they're told, because they want it.
But the weight loss does result in improved health.
Of course it does.
All the diabetes, all the hypertension, all the chronic disease, and any musculoskeletal changes that happen when the weight is less, all of that.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted a slower, gentler series or set of programs that we could provide that population that needed that for health, not necessarily just for fitness.
Yes. And so we talked about this, and we were talking about a plan that was going to be gentler on the joints. It had more focus on things like bone density and balance and flexibility and all of these things that we thought were fantastic. And Diana said to me, you know, you're very good at representing real people in your workouts, but I haven't really seen anyone in there who's much north of 40. So I said, that's true. Why don't you go in them with us?
I went, okay. And I had to ask Douglas if he was, and he goes, okay.
And that's how we got to be here, is that actually we wanted a plan that was representative of some of the people that we hope will be taking part in it, that is really authentic, and this is it. This has been incredible. You guys have done such a wonderful job while you were here.
It was challenging. It really was.
It's been great though.
But that to me was a big, huge piece of it, because when I saw Lisa and Natasha as real people who looked like us, not the age, but just our, not doing, the types of aerobic at high speed, and just being normal people, body people, that to me was what inspired me. And so I was thinking, maybe if we have some older models or helpers,
your models,
would be inspiring to people who feel like they've passed exercise. Because I don't use the word diet and I don't use the word exercise, as I said in the beginning. I say workout. I just work out lightly, or I work out gently, and I watch what I eat. Because everyone comes up to me and says, oh my gosh, and they say things, and oh, you've lost this. And I go, what are you doing? They all want to know what magic pill I took.
Yeah.
And I say, well, I watch what I eat, and I work out every day gently. And they're like, no, I wanted the magic pill.
There is no magic pill.
There's no magic pill.
I'm not selling it. Diana's not selling it. Doug hasn't got one. Alex hasn't got one.
If I find one, I'll make a lot.
You've just got to work out.
So just gently work out and watch what I eat.
It's so simple, isn't it? It's so simple. And one of the things that we wanted to do with this plan, the seniors plan, that we really are hoping is going to reach, because I get so many people messaging me saying, are these workouts going to be okay for my mum? Are they going to be okay for my dad? Now I can say, maybe then ones aren't, but these ones definitely are.
Yes.
But at the same time, we didn't want a plan that didn't give people the chance to progress and be embedded in it some kind of aspiration to move forward.
We wanted it to have a progress into it. Yeah.
And so this is not a super gentle, this is a real exercise plan for all people, but it is specifically created for those who are a little older because of some of the joint challenges and some of the health challenges.
Young people who are health challenged.
Young people who are health challenged. It's for everybody, but this is by no means a walk in the park. This is the real deal. This is going to get you fit and healthy and muscular and
I was
strong.
Challenged.
Yeah. You were challenged, and you are very fit.
Thank you.
Doug was challenged, and he's super fit. It's, it's kind of, I was challenged, and I'm quite fit.
Yes,
Not
you
as
are.
fit as you guys.
No.
But you know, so we were really pushed by this, and I can't wait because it's got that starting point that
Yes.
really brings you in, but you can move through it, you can go somewhere. And
Yes.
isn't that what life is about? Sometimes it's about progress, moving forwards, and you can do it with this plan.
And I think you brilliantly designed it because there are different starting points of people with either health issues or weight issues or age issues. So someone who needs a super gentle start, beginner start, can go start with the phase 1, and then as they progress, it would have been perfect for me, and then go to the phase 2 and then to phase 3. But somebody else who maybe is a little more fit and has always been, but now has a health issue, they don't maybe need the first phase. They can start at phase 2 or start at phase 3 and move up.
Exactly.
So the way you designed it, there's entry points for everybody's abilities. So I really am excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it does lend itself well. We've considered the moves and the structure and the basis of it. You can move beyond it
Yes.
to other body project plans, the low impact plans that we've got out there. So, the world is your oyster.
Yes.
Is that the term? The
Yes.
world is your oyster with this plan. And tell your parents about it. Tell your friends about it.
Yes.
People who haven't found exercise that's for them. I think you know this. And at Team Body Project, my biggest hope is we can reach people that other exercise plans haven't.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. That's the goal. Is that I'm not. It's what's that advert where it says refreshes the parts that other drinks can't, right? But I guess there's a famous slogan. But I kind of feel that way about Body Project. Is we want to reach people that haven't found something that was for them, because I know there is something for them. You found it
You
with
already
Lisa.
did with, yeah.
You exactly, and that's why it's so great to have you here, because you found that. You believed in 10
And so many
years.
others that I've spoken to, so many of my colleagues and friends, so many of my family members, and I think maybe at least a dozen of my patients so far are already starting and have never gently exercised or gently
Yeah.
moved before
Yeah.
and are staying with it.
Yeah, yeah, and
So-
that they are the people. We care about everybody, but I especially care for those who I think deserve the opportunity to realise how great it is to move our bodies. I want, do you understand what I mean by
I
that?
didn't enjoy it at first, at very first.
You did it a little bit.
Okay, with you I did.
Little bit.
And Alex.
Little bit.
But yes, because afterwards it didn't hurt and I didn't feel bad because I couldn't do it. I could do it. So I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
But now I can't imagine having a single day go by that I don't exercise gently. Ever.
That's music to me. It's just music to me. You now can't imagine. Think about what you
No,
just said.
I can't.
Because you now have unlocked what your body needed.
Yeah.
You need your body needs you. And I think that's so key, is that once we can unlock that, and it is that all of us, and in this plan we have seated options. The workout plans can be done entirely in a chair. All of us can benefit from giving our body what it needs and moving it. It feels good for all of us. We just have to find the thing.
It didn't used to feel good to move. I was more comfortable sitting and being sedate and not feeling the discomfort of movement.
Yes.
But now it does feel good, and it's not just the endorphins that get released. It's the actual moving
Yes.
and feeling my body in a different way.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really fun.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
I think often we think of our body as a vessel for our brain, just transports our brain around, but it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
And so when we move it, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
My arm's extending, that
Yeah.
feels nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going here, and it feels great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that the biggest thing I've learned from talking to you in our conversations is that when we take away that pain associated with that discomfort,
Yeah.
and we show that this is a wonderful thing.
Right.
Doesn't it feel good?
It does.
At least a little bit. And I know
Yes.
on the first day, it sometimes hurts no matter how much, and even in the first weeks. But I know you've said to me a lot, resting and being given permission to just take it easy.
Do what I can do.
Do what you can do.
Nobody judging.
Yes.
Judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone. We used to have that on the wall.
Yeah.
Until we took all the wall stuff, but we still believe that firmly. Judgment-free. It is a judgment-free zone. We have no judgment here at all. Well, I'm so proud to have Diana here helping us, because she has helped us to build this plan. Her feedback that she's given me throughout this process, because we've been talking about this for months. It's not just happened while she's been here. Her feedback to tell me where we could improve the workouts that we've got, to make them more accessible. We've really thought about that, and it's your support that's enabled me to take it to that next level, and just making sure that there's nothing in there to as far as we can do it that isn't going to prevent people from taking part. And so the development, thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so proud to have you. It's been a wonderful experience to have you here.
I'm excited to be able to have this, to be able to bring to my patients and all my friends and family.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, thank you.